Life is full of challenges and setbacks, and often, we view failure as something to avoid or fear. However, the Stoic philosophy teaches us a profound truth: failure is not the end, but a vital part of our growth. It's not about avoiding the fall, but about how we rise each time we stumble. Just as a sculptor shapes a masterpiece from rough stone, every failure can be a tool for transformation if we embrace it as a lesson. So, instead of running from failure, let's learn how to see it as a stepping stone on the path to becoming the best version of ourselves. 1. Living fully in the present. Imagine sitting under an ancient oak tree, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin and the soft rustle of leaves in the wind. In that moment, everything is still, and you feel alive. That's the power of living fully in the present, a core principle of Stoicism. When we focus entirely on the now, we liberate ourselves from the weight of past regrets and the anxiety of future uncertainties. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once reminded us, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." His words call us to treasure the fleeting moments that make up our lives. But how often do we let those moments slip away? Perhaps you've been at a family dinner, but your mind was consumed by emails and deadlines. Or maybe you walked through a beautiful park but were too busy scrolling on your phone to notice the flowers blooming. These moments are gifts, yet we often overlook them. Living fully in the present doesn't require monumental change. It begins with small actions: paying attention to the sound of laughter at the dinner table, savoring the taste of your morning coffee, or simply taking a deep breath as you watch the sunrise. These little moments are where life truly happens. So, ask yourself, what is happening right now that I can appreciate? When you make this question a habit, you'll find that stress fades, joy grows, and the present moment becomes your most treasured possession. Life is happening now, don't let it pass unnoticed. 2. Understanding impermanence. Picture the changing seasons: spring's blossoms giving way to summer's warmth, autumn's golden hues fading into winter's chill. Each transition is inevitable, yet every phase carries its own beauty. Life mirrors this rhythm, constantly shifting, always moving forward. Stoicism teaches us to embrace impermanence, not resist it, for in understanding the transient nature of life, we uncover profound peace. Have you ever clung to a moment, wishing it would last forever, only to feel the ache of its passing? Or resisted change, hoping to preserve a status quo, only to find yourself fighting an uphill battle against time? These struggles are part of being human, yet they are also invitations to grow. When we accept impermanence, we cultivate patience and resilience. Difficult times become bearable, as we remind ourselves that pain is temporary, just like a passing storm. Joyful moments, too, gain a deeper significance, for we realize their fleeting nature and savor them fully. Gratitude flourishes when we see life through the lens of impermanence. We begin to treasure what we have now: a warm conversation with a friend, the comforting hug of a loved one, or even the quiet solitude of a peaceful morning. These moments, fleeting as they are, become precious jewels in the tapestry of our lives. So, let's ask ourselves, how can I embrace the changes in my life with grace? By accepting that everything evolves, we align with the natural flow of existence. In this alignment, we find strength, patience, and a deep appreciation for the present. Life's impermanence is not a burden, it's a reminder to cherish the beauty of now. 3. The power of acceptance. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, watching the waves crash against the shore. No matter how much you might wish to stop them or change their course, the waves will continue, indifferent to your will. Life operates in much the same way, flowing forward with its own rhythm, often beyond our control. Acceptance, as Stoicism teaches, is not surrender but the strength to face this reality with clarity and calmness. How often do we resist what life presents? Perhaps it's the loss of an opportunity, a difficult relationship, or an unforeseen obstacle. Resistance only deepens frustration, while acceptance frees us from the weight of unrealistic expectations. Instead of fighting the tide, we learn to navigate it, conserving our energy for what truly matters. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up on our dreams or ambitions, it means realigning them with reality. When we accept the cards we are dealt, we can play them wisely. For instance, losing a job might seem like an end, but with acceptance, it becomes a chance to explore new opportunities that better align with our passions. This mindset brings clarity. We stop dwelling on what could have been and focus on what can be. By accepting life's imperfections, we open ourselves to the beauty hidden within challenges and discover pathways we couldn't see before. Ask yourself, what am I resisting that I need to accept? By embracing acceptance, we shed the burden of denial and step into a space of empowerment. Life, after all, isn't about controlling every wave, it's about learning to ride them with courage and grace. 4. Learn to let go. Imagine holding on to a burning coal, convinced that holding tighter will somehow stop the pain. Yet, the only way to find relief is to let it go. Life is full of similar moments where clinging to what no longer serves us, be it toxic emotions, strained relationships, or unrealistic expectations, only brings unnecessary suffering. Letting go isn't about giving up or becoming passive, it's about freeing yourself from the illusion of control over things beyond your reach. Think of a time you held on to resentment after an argument, replaying the words in your mind, hoping to change the past. Did it bring resolution, or did it weigh you down like a heavy anchor? When you let go, you make room for peace and clarity. Toxic relationships no longer drain your energy, unfulfilled expectations no longer dictate your happiness. Instead, you create space to focus on what truly matters, your growth, your values, and the joy of the present moment. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Letting go is like decluttering your mind and heart, removing what no longer aligns with your well-being. It's an act of courage, not defeat, a way to cleanse your inner world and make space for lightness and freedom. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? Whether it's a fear, a grudge, or a long-lost dream, release it with gratitude for the lessons it taught. In letting go, you reclaim your energy and set yourself on a path to live lighter, freer, and more aligned with your true self. 5. Practice mindfulness. Imagine your mind as a busy highway, with thoughts and emotions speeding by like cars. Practicing mindfulness is like stepping off the road and watching the traffic from the safety of a hilltop. It's not about stopping the cars but observing them without judgment or fear. Mindfulness is a tool that helps you pause, breathe, and connect with the present moment. Think of a time when stress overwhelmed you, perhaps a tight deadline or a tense conversation. Did reacting impulsively help? Likely not. But taking a moment to breathe and ground yourself might have brought clarity and calm. By being aware of your thoughts and emotions without judgment, you create space to understand them better. It's the difference between letting emotions control you and acknowledging them as fleeting visitors. This practice not only reduces stress but also helps you focus on what truly matters and what you can control. For example, if you find yourself worrying about a future event, mindfulness encourages you to gently bring your attention back to the present. What can you do right now to move forward? As Marcus Aurelius advised, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Try this simple exercise. When overwhelmed, close your eyes, take 3 slow, deep breaths, and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why? This small act of mindfulness can transform chaos into clarity, allowing you to navigate life with a calm and focused mind. 6. Use silence effectively. In a world filled with constant noise, silence often feels like an empty void. But in truth, silence is one of the most powerful tools we have, both for understanding ourselves and connecting meaningfully with others. It's not just the absence of sound, it's the presence of clarity, introspection, and wisdom. Think about the last time you were in a heated argument. Were the words exchanged productive, or did they add fuel to the fire? Now imagine pausing, choosing silence instead. That moment of restraint often speaks louder than any words could, allowing space for emotions to settle and clearer understanding to emerge. Silence is also a gateway to self-reflection. In the quiet moments of your day, whether it's a peaceful morning or a break between tasks, you have the chance to tune into your inner voice. What are your thoughts saying? Are they aligned with your values, or are they driven by external pressures? Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "It is in silence that we hear the truth." Use silence as a tool to listen deeply, not only to yourself but also to those around you. When you pause to truly hear someone, without rushing to reply, you foster genuine understanding and connection. Next time you face a conflict or a decision, resist the urge to react immediately. Instead, embrace silence as a moment to breathe, reflect, and recalibrate. Ask yourself, what does this situation really need? You'll find that silence isn't empty, it's full of potential to guide you wisely and strengthen your relationships. 7. Enjoy the journey, not just the outcome. In a world obsessed with results, it's easy to fixate on reaching the destination, be it a promotion, a finished project, or a personal milestone. But Stoicism reminds us that life's true value lies in the steps we take to get there. It's the journey, not the outcome, that shapes who we are. Imagine climbing a mountain. The peak may be the goal, but the real treasures are found on the trail, the lessons learned from each stumble, the friendships formed along the way, and the beauty of the changing landscape. If you only focus on the summit, you miss the richness of the experience unfolding in each step. Consider this: how often do we rush through tasks, treating them as mere obstacles to get over? Whether it's completing a work project or preparing a family meal, there's joy and growth in the process if we take the time to notice. Each challenge faced, each skill sharpened, is a moment of personal evolution. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The impediment to action advances action." What stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're part of the path, offering opportunities for resilience, creativity, and growth. So today, slow down. Reflect on the journey you're on. Ask yourself, what am I learning from this moment? How can I savor this step, no matter how small or difficult it may seem? When you focus on the process instead of racing toward the end, life becomes a tapestry of meaningful experiences, each one worth cherishing. 8. Find joy in simplicity. Happiness isn't hidden in grand achievements or material wealth, it's often found in the simplest of moments. Imagine sitting under a tree, feeling the warmth of the sun on your face, or sharing a quiet cup of tea with a loved one. These are the moments that bring true contentment, yet we often overlook them in the rush of daily life. In today's world, we're conditioned to chase bigger goals, shinier objects, and more accolades. But Stoic philosophy reminds us to pause and find joy in what's already around us. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life, it is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Think of children playing with a simple toy or laughing at a funny story, they aren't burdened by the pursuit of more. They find joy in the present moment, in the simplicity of being. We can learn from their example by practicing gratitude for life's everyday blessings, a beautiful sunset, a warm conversation, or even the act of breathing. Simplifying your desires and focusing on what truly matters not only reduces stress but also brings a deeper sense of fulfillment. Next time you feel overwhelmed, take a step back and ask yourself, what simple thing am I grateful for right now? Remember, joy doesn't come from what you own or achieve, it comes from the way you experience the world. When you embrace simplicity, you uncover the profound richness of life that was there all along. 9. The art of gratitude. Gratitude is a quiet, transformative power. It shifts your perspective from what's missing to what's already present. In a world that constantly demands more from us, taking a moment to reflect on the things we already have can be profoundly grounding. Imagine waking up in the morning and appreciating the warmth of your bed, the breath filling your lungs, or the opportunity to greet a new day. Stoicism teaches that gratitude is not about grand gestures but about recognizing the small, often overlooked blessings in life. Marcus Aurelius advised, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. This shift in focus helps us see that joy is not in acquiring more but in appreciating what we already possess. Consider how gratitude can transform your resilience. When life throws challenges your way, reflecting on what you still have, a supportive friend, a skill you've honed, or even your perseverance, helps you regain strength. Gratitude doesn't deny difficulty, it allows you to face it with grace and perspective. For example, when you're stressed about work, take a moment to acknowledge the skills that got you there, the opportunities you've been given, and the growth you're undergoing. This practice not only eases anxiety but also inspires you to keep moving forward. Cultivating gratitude is a daily practice. Before you sleep or as you begin your day, list 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how small. Over time, this habit rewires your mindset to focus on abundance rather than lack, bringing joy and a deeper connection to life's richness. 10. Appreciate solitude. Solitude, often misunderstood as loneliness, is one of life's most profound gifts. It offers a rare opportunity to step away from the noise of the world and connect deeply with yourself. In those quiet moments, you're free to reflect, recalibrate, and rediscover your true priorities. Think of a time when you found peace in being alone, perhaps during a walk in the park or a quiet morning before the world awoke. In those moments, you weren't running from distractions but leaning into the stillness. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nowhere can a person find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in their own soul." Solitude invites you to listen to your inner voice, to confront your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It's a chance to understand what truly matters to you and let go of what doesn't. Instead of seeing solitude as emptiness, view it as space, a canvas where you can paint clarity in purpose. Use this time to meditate, journal, or simply sit in silence. These practices can reveal insights about your life and guide you toward meaningful decisions. Solitude is not a void, it's a source of strength, offering clarity in a chaotic world. Embrace these quiet moments not as a retreat from life, but as a step toward becoming your truest self. Let solitude remind you that the answers you seek are often already within you, waiting to be heard. 11. Trust the flow of life. Life has a rhythm of its own, a natural flow that we often resist in our attempts to control every outcome. Yet, true peace comes from learning to trust this flow, allowing life to unfold as it's meant to. It's not about giving up, it's about stepping back and recognizing that not everything is within our control, and that's perfectly okay. Imagine being caught in a river's current. Fighting against it exhausts you and keeps you stuck, but when you let go and move with the flow, the journey becomes smoother, even if you don't know exactly where the river leads. Life works the same way. When we trust its rhythm, we open ourselves to opportunities and lessons that we might otherwise overlook. Take a moment to think about unexpected moments in your life that turned out to be blessings in disguise, a missed opportunity that led to something better, or an unplanned change that brought growth. These experiences remind us that life often knows what we need more than we do. Trusting the flow doesn't mean passivity, it's about being present and adaptable. Instead of forcing outcomes, focus on aligning your actions with your values and being ready to embrace what comes your way. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely noted, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. When you trust the flow of life, you release the burden of unnecessary worry and make room for peace and possibility. It's not about control, it's about faith in the process and the resilience to navigate whatever lies ahead. 12. Practice detachment. Detachment isn't about withdrawing from life or giving up on meaningful pursuits. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of excessive attachment to outcomes, possessions, or even the approval of others. By practicing detachment, you create space to focus on what truly matters, your actions, virtues, and the present moment. Imagine pouring your energy into a project or relationship with the expectation of a specific result. When things don't go as planned, frustration and disappointment can overwhelm you. Detachment shifts this perspective. Instead of tying your happiness to the outcome, you ground it in the effort and integrity you bring to the process. Think of a sculptor shaping a piece of marble. They don't cling to a rigid vision of the final statue but remain open to the flow of creation, adapting with each chisel strike. Similarly, detachment allows us to navigate life with flexibility and grace, finding joy in the journey rather than fixating on the destination. Detachment also applies to possessions and material wealth. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. By recognizing the impermanence of things, we learn to appreciate them without being owned by them. Practicing detachment fosters inner peace and resilience. It helps you embrace change and uncertainty with confidence, knowing that your worth and stability come not from external circumstances but from the strength of your character and the virtues you embody. 13. Embrace failures as lessons. Failures are not final, they are simply chapters in the story of your growth. While society often stigmatizes failure, Stoicism teaches us to view setbacks not as defeats, but as opportunities to learn, adapt, and evolve into a stronger version of ourselves. Think about a time you fell short of a goal, whether it was a career setback, a strained relationship, or a personal disappointment. Initially, it may have felt crushing, but upon reflection, you likely found hidden lessons, a clearer understanding of your strengths, a better strategy, or a deeper sense of resilience. Imagine a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. Each strike that seems destructive is actually shaping the masterpiece within. Similarly, every failure we experience chips away at our limitations, revealing a wiser, more capable self. The key to embracing failure lies in reframing it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This simple shift in perspective turns setbacks into valuable teachers. Remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Challenges are not obstacles, they are the path itself, guiding us toward growth and transformation. By embracing failures as lessons, you free yourself from the fear of falling and step boldly into a life of continuous learning and unshakable resilience. When you embrace failure as a lesson, it no longer has the power to break you. Instead, it becomes an integral part of your journey, helping you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By shifting your perspective, you open yourself to endless opportunities for learning and personal evolution. So, the next time life knocks you down, remember, you're not defeated, you're being shaped for something greater. I challenge you today to embrace failure, not as something to be avoided, but as a teacher to be welcomed. Reflect on past setbacks and think about the lessons they've brought. Share your experiences in the comments below, and let's support each other in turning our failures into opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and join me on this journey of growth. Together, we can rise stronger, one lesson at a time.